Do you know the definition of futility? Let me give you the numbers. 8 years, $1 trillion in economic loss, and 1 million human lives extinguished. 8 years of absolute ruin and a bloody stalemate. But here is the sick twist. The world sat back and watched as Iraq unleashed weapons of mass destruction on Iranian soldiers and civilians, and did nothing. Welcome back to the human scar. We uncover the scars of history, the dirty secrets, and the tyrants who caused them. Today, we aren't just looking at a war. We are looking at how Saddam Hussein tried to steal a revolution and how the world helped him turn the Middle East into a graveyard. September 1980. Saddam Hussein is feeling good. He's the president of Iraq, but he wants more. He wants to be the undisputed leader of the Arab world. He looks across the border at his neighbor, Iran. They are in the middle of the Islamic Revolution. Chaos. Turmoil. The Shah is gone, the military is purged, and the country looks weak. So, Saddam Hussein started the war against Iran. He saw a historic power vacuum in Tehran and moved to seize the Shatt al-Arab waterway, Iraq's critical oil artery to the Gulf. It was designed to be a blitzkrieg, a lightning-fast strike to exploit the chaos of the Islamic Revolution. He was so certain of victory that he told his generals this campaign would be over in 2 weeks, maybe a month. He was wrong, dead wrong. He didn't account for the one thing dictators always forget: ideology. When Iraqi tanks rolled across the border, the Iranians didn't collapse. They rallied. They weren't fighting for a map. They were fighting for God. By 1982, the Blitzkrieg was dead. The modern war stopped, and something ancient took its place. If you want to understand this war, don't look at World War II movies. Look at World War I. We're talking about trench warfare, barbed wire, mud, human wave attacks. Iran, low on equipment but high on religious fervor, sent waves of volunteers, some barely teenagers, running across minefields to clear the way for tanks. And Saddam? When he realized he couldn't win with strategy, he decided to win with chemistry. This is the part of history the world likes to gloss over. Iraq unleashed chemical weapons on an industrial scale. Mustard gas, nerve agents like tabun and sarin. It wasn't just against soldiers, it was against civilians. Halabja. Remember that name. In 1988, thousands of Kurds, his own people, were gassed. Now, you might be asking, where was the world? Where was the UN? Where was the outrage? Well, that's the dirty secret. The world was watching, and the world was taking notes and cashing checks. You see, the West, the Soviet Union, the Arab states, nobody wanted Iran's revolution to spread. So, they decided Saddam was the lesser of two evils. We explore the devastating consequences of imperialism on this channel, but here we have to look at the price of hypocrisy. The US provided intelligence. European companies sold the components for the chemical weapons. The Soviets sold the tanks. It was a geopolitical casino, and everyone was betting on the man in the beret to hold the line. As Henry Kissinger allegedly said, "It's a pity they can't both lose." Well, they tried their best to make sure both sides did. By 1988, both nations were bankrupt. The War of the Cities saw missiles raining down on Tehran and Baghdad. Finally, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, accepted a UN ceasefire. He said that accepting it was more deadly than taking poison. The guns went silent in August 1988. Saddam Hussein declared victory. He threw a parade. He built a monument, hands holding crossed swords. But look closely at those hands. They are gripping nothing but air. The war ended, but the scar remained. Iraq was broke. Saddam had a massive army with nothing to do and a massive debt he couldn't pay. So, what does a desperate gambler do when he loses the house? He doubles down. 2 years later, he would invade Kuwait, setting the stage for the Gulf War and his eventual destruction. 1 million lives for a border that didn't move. That is the reality of the 1980s, a lesson written in blood that the world promised to learn, but somehow always forgets. Real history. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next story.